the most important things you need to get on your soil test report this fall is cation exchange capacity, or we often say CEC for short. So today we want to explain exactly what is cation exchange capacity and why is it so important for you to know.
Cation exchange capacity is a simple way and a consistent way across your soils and over time for you to measure the holding capacity of your soil. It's a measurement of the amount of clay, the type of clay, and the amount of organic matter that you have in your soil. So it's a pretty stable number from year to year.
Here's the reason why we like having this number, because Darren and I talk to farmers all over the world, and one of our most common questions is, how heavy is your soil? Well, as a farmer, you probably call some of your soil heavy and some of it light. Well, this is all relative. I was in Canada last year and I had a farmer come up to me and say, "Yep, can you help me fix my light sandy ground?" I looked at it and it was a 33 cation exchange capacity. And I go, light and sandy? This is super heavy soil. And he goes, "Well, it's not nearly as heavy as my other ground." He showed me that. It was a 41 CEC. Okay, so for that farmer, 33 was light. So the reason why we want this CEC number is so we're all on the same page. We really know now, are we actually talking about heavy ground? Are we actually talking about light ground? Where do you fall in that range?
You know, when we look at CEC, we hear the argument sometimes from people that say, well, this isn't exactly going to tell you how much zinc you need in your ground or how much phosphorus you need in your ground. And I agree with that. It doesn't tell us exactly how much to put out there of each nutrient. However, it does give us a good rough estimate when it comes to nitrogen and how much we can actually hold in our soil versus how much we would put on that would be at risk of leaching. What we typically use for a nitrogen number is we'll take the cation exchange capacity measurement and multiply times 10. And that gives us a rough estimate of how many pounds of nitrogen we can hold in the soil at any one time. So for example, say your CEC is around 10, well, 10 times 10 would be 100 pounds of nitrogen that you could hold safely at any one point.
And on the flip side, if let's say you had a 3 CEC, you can only hold about 30 pounds. If you had a 25 CEC, you can hold roughly 250 pounds. So it gives you a general range. It's not going to be exact, but at least it gets you relatively close. And the other thing, well, Darren said, yeah, it's not going to tell you exactly how much zinc you need or how much phosphorus you need. In order to change any ratios in the soil, like let's say with base saturation, your base saturation K number is low. Well, it's way easier to change your percentage or your ratio of potassium to some of the other nutrients when you have lighter soil as opposed to when you have heavier soil. So it just gives me a real quick estimation of, okay, is this going to be expensive to get this guy's soil fixed, or is it going to be inexpensive?
The other thing, Brian, that cation exchange capacity is not, it's not a measurement of the productivity index of your soil. So if you have a 20 versus if you have a 5, that doesn't mean, oh, I've got much more potential in that 20 CEC soil. Now some years the 20 may raise a better crop, but when you think about where the world record corn's been grown, it's been grown on soil a lot closer to a 5. So just because your CEC is low doesn't mean you can't have high productivity there too.
No, but what it does mean in many cases is you're going to have to manage it more intensively. The heavier that soil, the more water it will hold, the more nutrients it will hold, the more of everything it will hold. So you can load everything up and then hopefully things just work out for you. But with that light soil, it's going to take continual adjustments as you go through the season.
Cation exchange capacity is an important number to know when you're pulling soil samples this fall. Make sure that your tests include cation exchange capacity. One thing you may notice out in fields, even this late in the year, is our weed of the week. We'll show you how to stop it, coming up next.